Hello everybody, welcome back to History of Spriggs. My name is Spriggs, and today we'll be talking about the history of Illinois. Illinois. The French first came in the late 1700s and established settlements and trading posts and forts. The oldest being Peoria, founded in 1680 by the French. They established an extensive network of forts and trading posts and missions all throughout Illinois, and that also the Illinois-Michigan portage that goes across Chicago was very important too. The French have been there for a while, which is at the current site of Chicago, Illinois. Then the British took Illinois in 1763 at the end of the French and Indian War, when the Treaty of Paris was signed. Now the British ruled over the forts and trading posts of Illinois and the settlements, because the settlements in Illinois were settled all throughout, mainly the early 1700s and late 1600s. Then the Americans sent Clark, not Lewis and Clark, as in his older brother, Clark, and took the old French towns, but the Americans were slow to settle these lands. It wasn't until the early 1800s when they started to come in, and the first territorial capital was at Kaskaskia. This was a city founded by the French in the late 1600s. When the Illinois Territory was formed in 1809, Illinois became a state in 1818. The next year, the capital was moved to Vandalia. Then, in 1837, Abraham Lincoln got the capital to move to Springfield, where it remains today. And by the way, Illinois claims to be the land of Lincoln. Did you know he was actually born in Frontier, Kentucky? Then, although it was a free state when it was admitted to the Union in 1818, there were still slaves there that were brought by the French in the 1720s. There was no law that said existing slaves would be freed, which led to Edward Coles being elected in 1822. He won, but the bill passing that every single slave would be freed in Illinois. And this law would go on until the Civil War. Then, in 1832, Black Hawk's War broke out when a group of tribes was forced to move under the Indian Removal Act. The war had people such as Abraham Lincoln, Jefferson Davis, which were the presidents of the Union, and the CSA, and Winfield Scott and Zachary Taylor. They won the war, so their tribes moved into Iowa. Then the Mormons came to Commerce, but renamed the town to Nauvoo. And it got so big that it surpassed Chicago, which was the biggest city at the time, and is actually still the biggest city today. But leader Joseph Smith was killed, so then they left for Utah, and Nauvoo went into decline because it was a Mormon town, and, well, the Mormons left. Chicago was settled in 1833 and became one of the largest cities in America, because of the Illinois and Michigan Canal. During the Civil War, Illinois was supplied 250,000 troops, which was a huge number, bigger than many cities in Illinois today. In fact, bigger than every city in Illinois, except for Chicago. It was the fourth biggest amount of troops sent out during the war. Only fourth to Ohio, then Pennsylvania, then at number 1, New York. General Grant even made his headquarters in Cairo, at the southern tip where the Ohio River meets the Mississippi River. It was an important departing point for the Union troops during the war. Then, on October 8th, 1871, a fire broke out in a barn. They do not know to this day how it started. Actually, the barn that I was in didn't burn down. But 10 square miles of the city did burn down. And this city was Chicago. And this became known as the Great Fire, the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. But Chicago was at such an important position, people rebuilt and came back fast because of the Illinois and Michigan Canal and its importance. Because at this point, it was still one of the biggest cities in America. In the 1900s, many Europeans came, and a boom of oil and the opening of the St. Lawrence Seaway made Illinois the 5th most populated state in America, which it holds that title to this day. It's a very important center for agriculture, too, because of its flat prairies. It was one of the top producers during World War II, and during Prohibition, it was a big center for illegal trade of alcohol, with infamous gangsters like Al Capone roaming the city of Chicago. In 1960, the first McDonald's franchise was opened in Illinois, which is a multi-billion-dollar company, which I'm sure everybody watching this has been to. In the 90s, it had one of the worst floods the state has ever had. It flooded farms and houses and cities. It was very bad, and it destroyed a lot of farms. The state declared a disaster proclamation due to the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, but was eventually but it ended in 2023. Well, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you have anything to comment on, drop a comment down below. And share this with a friend. If they won't listen, share it with an enemy. And with that being said, Spriggs out.